Solve the system. Here we have negative 5x squared equals y minus 2, and then y equals negative 3x minus 3. So the first equation is going to be a parabola. We know it's because it's an x squared, but there's no y squared. And the second equation is a line. And I'm going to substitute this y right in here. So I'm going to put negative 3x minus 3 in the first equation for y. We'll have all x's, and then we can go ahead and solve. So here's what that looks like. Negative 5x squared minus 3 equals negative 3x minus 3, and then minus 2x. This part right here was the part that was substituted. And now simplify. Negative 5x squared minus 3 equals negative 3x minus 3 minus 2x. So now we'll simplify further. Negative 5x squared minus 3 equals negative 3x minus 2x is negative 5x, and then minus 3. So first thing I notice is both sides of the equation have a negative 3. So if I add 3 to both sides, that will go away. So I'll have negative 5x squared equals negative 5x. Okay, now this is kind of weird because, well, what do you do now? Remember, with a quadratic equation, you want to set it equal to 0. So I'm going to add 5x to both sides. That's going to give negative 5x squared plus 5x equals 0. Now I can factor out a negative 5x from both sides. Leave an x minus 1. And so zero product property, negative 5x equals 0 and x minus 1 equals 0. So x equals 0 and 1. Now I'm going to substitute back into the line with the two x values and find the y values. So I'll substitute 0 first. Y equals negative 3 times 0, and then minus 3. So y equals negative 3. And then next one, substitute a 1. Y equals negative 3 times 1 minus 3. So y equals negative 6. So the solutions are 0, negative 3, and 1, negative 6. Okay, so now we can verify using the calculator. This first equation needs a little work because it's not solved for y. But all you really need to do is add 2x to both sides because it's y minus 2x. So that'll be this. It'll be negative 5x squared plus 2x minus 3 equals y. Okay, so that's going to be the first equation, and then y equals negative 3x minus 3. That's going to be the second equation. So we're going to graph both of those, and what you're going to do is you're going to reverse this really, because the y is going to be first. So you're going to graph negative 5x squared plus 2x minus 3. And here I need to clear these other ones out from before. So it's negative 5x squared plus 2x minus 3. And then the second function is y equals negative 3x minus 3. Okay, let's graph those. Kind of hard to see what's going on there. I have to zoom in a little bit more. I'm going to adjust my window. I'm going to make my x min say negative 4 and the max 4. And then the y min I'm going to make, well, still leave it at negative 10, but the y max I'm going to put it at 0 because everything interesting seems to be happening below the x-axis here. Okay, so that's a real nice look. You can see this line intersects the parabola in two places. So let's calculate those intersections. So second calc and then 5. There are only 2 curves here, so I'll just hit enter a couple times. And it has 0, -3. And then we'll do another intersection. This time head over to where the other intersection is by hitting the right arrow. Hit enter a few times, and we have 1, -6. So that verifies our solutions we found using algebra, which is good. It means we did it right. Now just keep in mind, when you're using a calculator, you could also solve if you had 2 parabolas that were a system. And then you could graph both parabolas and then use that calculate intersection feature to go ahead and determine what the solution is. And otherwise, solving 2 parabolic equations can be difficult, but you would definitely use a calculator for that.